folks, how are you doing? Dante here in North Carolina. I'm doing this with my tablet, and I can't see myself here. I'm just looking at the camera. I hope I'm in here. So I'm here at my parents' house. I'm going to show a few things to you here. Take a look at my parents' house. Looks pretty nice. Right. It's their house in the background. Lots of woods. My dad owns a very large piece of property. Goes all the way down there to those bushes, actually a little bit beyond. And then it goes all the way up here. I think actually past these cable boxes. So, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the house. So here we are. It looks pretty nice, right? I'm using my tablet. I'm not one of these people with a fancy GoPro camera there. Looks pretty good, right? Let's take a walk on down here. You'll notice it starts to get weird. Check it out. I just cleaned these windows that were covered in mildew. Are they starting to get an idea here? Take a look. Take a look. It's incredible. So now we're going to go here. They've got these beautiful two-story windows. I've got a ladder in here for cleaning these windows at the top. They're covered in mildew. Now let's take a close-up. This is the living room. You see that? Look at that. Tons and tons of empty boxes of beer, you name it. Check it out. That's the living room. What you can see of it. So now we're going to go around to the backyard. And as you may have guessed, yes, my mom is a hoarder. Just like some of these people you see on these TV shows. So let's take a look at the backyard here. Backyard's not looking so bad. We got some junk piled here on the side of the house. I've been getting some yard work done. It's actually a very big piece of property. They've got this bamboo in the backyard. I've got to remove stumps like that. My dad's going to break his neck. And it's coming from here. The neighbor up at the top of the hill planted bamboo about 30 years ago, 30, 40 years ago. Finally worked its way on down. So I'm digging a trench here. I got to cut through all these roots. I'm using an axe and a shovel. How's that for doing yard work? Who uses an axe on the yard? And I got to go down deeper, and then hopefully I'll fill it with cement. I got to get my dad to take me to a place I get some cement. Here's the back of the house. Looks pretty nice, right? Uh-oh, what's that? Look at the patio. Now, 2 years ago, this patio was covered in junk. And I quite literally threw everything out. Had to scrub the patio. And I come back 2 years later and we got this junk. It's piles of newspapers underneath. It's up on a wooden platform and covered with a tarp. So, that's where my dad sits in the green chair. That's where I sit. Put my stereo out here for my dad. This is actually my oak table. I've got a bunch of junk here I've got to organize. I keep having to reorganize. My dad bought a burner a few years back, so I set this up outside. In fact, he had his first homemade dinner last night. And vegetables and stuff up top. Instant coffee for me. Bought my dad a pot and bowls, which are all going to go here. He bought some silverware there. Absolutely goddamn insane. It's going to get better though. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're actually inside the dragon's lair. Right? We're inside now. Take a look at this. If you're watching, you're going to say, holy shisa. Take a look. This is the family room. Take a look at this shit. That's where my mom sits. That's where my dad sits. 2 years ago, they didn't even have this. There's the ladder for cleaning the windows. Way back there's the fireplace. That's my bedroom back there. It's about 5 feet up, 5 feet of garbage. And that there, where my dad sits, and where my mother sits, they didn't even have that 2 years ago. They had nowhere for sitting downstairs. Oh, I forgot to show you the ceiling here. I don't know if you can see it without the light on. They quite literally have space down here because they had to get people in here to cut open the ceiling in the family room and do work on the pipes. So, there you go, folks. My mom is a hoarder. Take a look at that shit. And if you're wondering why the hell am I cleaning those giant windows, it's because it makes my mom happy and it looks nicer in one sense. At least we can see outside at night now. It had so much mildew on it. I cleaned them halfway, but I've got to use that ladder and clean the rest of them. What do you think? It's crazy. You know, they can't wash their clothes here. My dad washes his clothes in a bucket, or he drives to the laundromat. Can you believe it? That was the kitchen in there. When I went up those small steps, that was actually the kitchen and dining room. They can't use anything. The one room which I showed you is my bedroom there, back behind the garbage there. Well, the entryway there, before you get into my bedroom, is actually where the dryer and washer are. And they don't even have a washer dryer. They don't have an oven. They don't have a TV. And all because of my mother. So, and you know, the reason why I'm doing the yard work, like cutting the bamboo back there, I've got to dig a trench. It's got to be a foot deep. But the bamboo's been coming into the backyard, and then when you cut it, there are these small stumps. My dad's going to end up breaking his neck. He turns 81 this December. So in secret, by the way, I have to dig a huge, long trench and cut all the roots out with an axe. And then what I'm going to have to do is fill it with cement. Once you dig about a foot deep for the bamboo, it won't be able to get through. And then I will go through the yard with an axe and take out the small stumps. It's for my father. You know, as it is, this house is an absolute nightmare and hazard. Take a look. Can you see the clothesline behind me? It's my dad's stuff, which he washed out here in a bucket. Can you believe this shit? Here is a pile of mulch, leaves, and pine needles, which I've raked up. There's a whole bunch of bamboo in the background, which I've cut. I hope you can see it. I've gotten pretty good at steering this camera without being able to see the screen. It's crazy. It is balls to the walls crazy here. Fortunately, this time I knew what I was in for. And I've set up my nice oak table out here and my stereo for my father. And this thing here is actually mine. I've got to clean it up. That's my stereo. My dad can listen to his games. Finally, we went out and got him a pot for cooking with, for God's sake. I got to clean that, and I've got my own bowl, and which I brought from Germany. I brought some stuff of my own. And anyhow, he had his first home-cooked dinner last night. Absolutely crazy. He goes out and buys them food from Wendy's or wherever. Just always all these restaurants. Absolutely stupid. And then my mother gets angry and talks about saving money. She's turned the house into an absolute dump and toxic waste site. I mean, it's unreal. So, what do you people think of that? How crazy is that shit? Excuse me, how crazy is that? So, anyhow, Jurgen, hey, how's it going? Take a look at the hellhole I live in. So, but it is getting cleaned up. I've done a lot of work out here. And there's still tons more to do, but that's just the outside. I'm not allowed to clean the inside. So, absolutely insane. So anyhow, there you go. My mom's a hoarder, obviously. And isn't it insane? You know, it's just like one of these shows they have on in Germany. They have these shows on with hoarders, and I think they've got something like that here in America. Well, we should have my mom on one of these shows, except she'd get really, really angry. So, as it is, I burn a lot of newspapers at night for starting a fire. I burn a fire here every night, and I've got to hide my own garbage or burn my own garbage sometimes. Because she takes my own garbage. I have a garbage sack out here. And we have a recycling bin. I put the plastics and stuff in that. And I've done that for the last couple of days, and they came today, and the point is when I checked this morning, it was empty. My mom had taken all of my garbage, and it is now in the house. For what purpose? I have no idea. So that's it, folks. Yeah, what do I say? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So that's it.